Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.
Genevieve Rapadas is YTK's attorney.
All of these arguments really are just old arguments or new arguments that are varieties of old arguments. It's just more of the same.
Rapadas says the port's main argument is over the validity of YTK's lease. The Supreme Court ruled that it was the decision of the arbitration panel, and arbitrators determined that the initial 5-year term and options totaling 45 years were valid.
The Superior Court determined that it had a very limited role in examining that decision, and on that basis it denied the port's motion to vacate. So I think that's the biggest argument.
YTK says the port finds itself in this situation because it refused to acknowledge its responsibilities under the lease agreement and has rebuffed attempts at a compromise solution. Rapadas says that's what led YTK to seek arbitration, and arbitrators found that the port had breached the lease.
And because the port had breached the lease, it was subject to the buyout clause, and that's where that judgment, that amount that was awarded to Guam YTK comes from.
YTK says the port is rehashing another old argument by questioning the authority of the arbitration panel. Rapadas says she finds it curious that the port is now saying that arbitration is somehow bad for Guam. She says the 2004 law had the input of all 3 branches of government who recognized the important role arbitration could play in economic activity by providing speedier, efficient resolutions to commercial disputes. Rapadas says the legislation passed unanimously, and ironically,
one of the senators at the time was actually current Port General Manager Joanne Brown. She voted for the arbitration law.
The port will have an opportunity to file its response. A hearing on the motion for reconsideration is set for April 6 before Superior Court Judge Anita Sokola. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Brought to you by GTA, your island, your network.